This is the bed that I'll be planting a row of snap peas, and then the rest of this bed will be filled with onions, and we'll be doing that now. I also will have, in this bed, I'll have a row of snap peas, and in these two beds I'll also plant a row of snap peas up against the trellis. And later on in those beds I will go ahead and be planting other crops. So I'll be using multiple crops in these beds. I'll be using my planting board to lay out the trench for the peas. Just by sliding it back and forth, I'll be putting a groove into the ground. Next, I'll take my hoe, widen out, make a little trench up to about 3 inches deep. Just straighten it out a little bit. Get the little debris out of the way so it's nice and even. And just clean it out. I'm using Burpee heirloom peas. They're super sugar snap peas, and I've used them in the past and had excellent results with them. I'm going to just go ahead and sprinkle them out. Whoa, sprinkle too many there. I'm going to put them approximately every 2 inches along here. Some people use double rows to do this. I just go ahead and grow a single row of them, and they seem to climb well up that trellis with no problem. And I just close up the area. Lightly firm it up, and that's it for now. I'm going to temporarily mark it with this little branch. Now I'm going to go ahead and mark the row. I use a large popsicle stick. I guess this is really a tongue depressor. I put sugar snap on there. On the back I have my B, which is my code for Burpee, 2717. That's the date that I'm planting this. And I'll go ahead and just put it at the end of the row. I'll be planting my onion sets with the aid of the garden planting board. This simplifies the spacing. It makes everything neat and even. I've made my board so that it actually spans the width of my bed, and everything is marked off in 2-inch increments, and then I've marked the board at 4-inch spaces and 6-inch spaces, and it's just a simple guide that you can follow so that you make everything uniform in your garden. I appreciate the uniformity of a garden. Some people like them kind of random, but I enjoy the lines and the spacing of the plants. Now I'll be planting the onion sets at the 2-inch intervals, which is a little tight, but I will be removing every other one as they're growing. Of course, I'll be using the greens for scallions rather than planting a separate crop.
Okay, just take a couple of my little sets, pointed end up, push them down in the ground, firm them. I leave the tops up a little bit, and I just go along doing each one of them. They'll be perfectly spaced. And I'm going to go ahead and continue on placing these in the ground at this uniform spacing, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Just to show you the nice even spacing we have here, I left those exposed for now. Now I'm going to go back and I'll start my second row and show you how that works. So there we go, 2 nice rows of onion sets, and I'm going to go ahead and finish doing this, and then we'll be doing the white onion sets. Alright, I've planted my little yellow onion sets and white onion sets. I don't have any red onion sets yet, but they'll be going out here in this front area. And I have my row of sugar peas. And didn't take but maybe 20 minutes to do this. There's 120 some odd sets of the white and 120 some odd sets of the yellow. So that'll be enough for us this year. And plus the oncoming red ones for the sandwiches, of course. Just to update on the onion bed that I've planted, I have now planted the red onions as well. And I also want to point out the trellises for the snap peas. These trellises are made out of cattle panel fencing, and you buy one length of fencing and then you cut it into these panels to fit your garden. And the cattle panel fencing will last for years, and you can use it in all different areas. If it's too tall for one thing, you just flip it to its side and use it in a different area. They're just a terrific thing to use, and they're very inexpensive, a lot less expensive than the trellises that you buy. This you get for $20 you get a 16-foot long trellis, as to paying $20 for one trellis at your local garden center. The last thing to point out is now that I've planted my bed with the onions, I've also entered it into my log. So I have my onion bed, which is bed number 3, and I have red, yellow, white onions planted. 2 of them were planted on 2.6, 2 beds planted on 2 areas planted on 2.6, and 1 area planted on 2.8, and I also have my peas there. As long as that there's a date next to it, that indicates I've planted it, or if I've direct seeded it. And it's just a guide for me in the future to know what's going on in my garden at all times.